Okay, let's do this. Hey everyone, my name's Faith and welcome to my channel. I'm super excited. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to be talking about faith over fear, particularly during this crisis that we're in at the moment and all that's been happening. And I'm hoping that maybe I can help you and encourage you to find some joy and some hope during this difficult time. So I'm going to start off with the Bible by reading from Psalm chapter 94 verse 19. When anxiety was great within me, your consolation brought joy to my soul. I recently heard this verse and it definitely spoke to me, and I think it would speak to a lot of us right now, because in the midst of this pandemic and the worry and all that's been going on, a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress can arise from that. I know personally, I'm a little stressed out too. But I feel like this verse brought me so much peace, because even when we are angry or we're stressed or we're anxious or we're worried, we can come to God and He will take that from us. And His joy will bring consolation to our soul. It'll bring rest. And rest sounds pretty good. Now the next verse that I want to read to you is from Matthew chapter 6 verse 34. And it says, "Therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." And this was another verse that kind of hit me when I saw it. I think particularly now during this time, it's something that really stands out to me. Because it's so easy to worry about what's going to happen tomorrow, what's going to happen with our jobs, our businesses, or our families, or our education even. And it's kind of freaky. But God's saying, don't worry. There's a fly in my room. Oh my goodness. But God's saying, don't worry about tomorrow. I've got it. It's all okay. It's gonna be alright. Just trust in me. And trust, it's a very hard thing to do sometimes, but putting our trust in the Lord brings us that consolation and brings us that peace and that rest. So I really encourage you this week, if you're worried about something or maybe a bit anxious, come to the Lord in prayer and give that to Him, because He wants to take the worry off you, and just trust in God. Another thing that I quickly want to mention is that I think it's super easy to let the news overwhelm us and make us fearful. And it's important to know what's going on in the world, especially if you're being isolated and you have no idea what's going on outside. We need to know what's happening. But another thing I encourage you to do is put the truth before the news, because it's so easy to let the news and all the predictions of what may happen get to us and get in our heads. But remember, we can cast our cares on the Lord and put the truth first. He turns messes into masterpieces, and He always comes through. So now I want to quickly go into what I've been doing that's been helping me during this time of isolation. One thing that I recommend you do is journaling. Now, I am a big journaler. I have multiple books full of thoughts and ideas and prayers, and it's something that has honestly helped me a lot when I've been stressed or when I've been happy, to just write or draw out my feelings. And there are some really good devotionals online that you can find on different websites. If you look at Little Faith Blog, it's such a good site and it has monthly devotionals and it's so good. Completely recommend it. I'll link it in the description. Another big tip is turning off my social media. Now that can be kind of hard because you want to connect with your friends, and it's super easy to just open up your phone, tap on Instagram, and you're in. But I do recommend even just taking one day and taking a break from social media and instead journaling, or maybe having some quality family time with those you're living with. It honestly helps a lot. So I recommend you try that and focus on God. Now, another thing I recommend is listening and surrounding yourself with Christian things. One more thing is prayer. Now, I've kind of saved this till last because this for me has been the most important one. It helps so much. Prayer is this time and this connection with God. And we're able to talk to Him and reach out to Him. Even though we can't see Him, we can still connect with Him, which to me is kind of mind-blowing. It's pretty cool. Now, Matthew chapter 11 verse 28 says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." And we can do that through prayer. Prayer, particularly in times of crisis, is something that I know brings me not just a lot of comfort in knowing that God hears me, but I'm also strengthening my faith because I know that I'm putting my trust in the Lord. You can do prayer in so many ways. It's up to you how you want to do it. But I definitely encourage you to do that. Praying to God for strength through this time, praying over your business or your job or your schoolwork or just life in general, and praying to God and asking for Him to take off those burdens. And like it says in Matthew chapter 11 verse 28, He will give us rest. And He wants to give you rest too. Trust in the Lord. He will get us through this. He has before, and He will continue to guide us through all of the tests and trials that we face. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching. I hope this video helped you. Remember to stay home and stay safe. I'll be praying over each and every one of you. Have a blessed week. And remember, spread joy, bring hope, and share faith.
I thought I found you, but you found me.